It was a hell of a sweat, but Talita Alencar comes through for your boy, as well as Jakub Kasuba on the PFL scene to go 2-0 this past weekend on our Dog of the Night predictions. That now brings our record to 58-72 on the year for plus 13.64 units and a 10% ROI. I'm very happy with that approach, especially with the amount of dogs that we're forced to take on a weekly basis, and to entrust the Dog of the Night to come through for us as often as it has and at the rate that it has. I'm very happy with that. Obviously, we got this last weekend of MMA going down. 3 Dog of the Nights that we still have to go through, from the UFC to Cage Warriors and LFA, the latter 2 of which you'll be able to find on the Patreon page in the link in the description below for the Lock of the Night Patreon page. But also, if you want to find out which official Dog of the Night that I'm going to be going with based on the 3 candidates that I'm about to present to you guys, you can also find that on the Lock of the Night Patreon page. Check the link in the description below for that. All right. Let's not waste any time. Let's get into this first lock or Dog of the Night candidate that I got for you guys. If you guys are looking for Lock of the Night candidates, I dropped that video earlier today, so check it out. All right. The first Dog of the Night candidate I have for you guys is going to be in the form of Karol Hosa, who comes in at plus 160 in this bantamweight matchup as she goes up against Miss Irene Aldana. Now, Karol Hosa is coming off a split decision victory over Yana Santos in a fight that took place at the featherweight division, but Hosa now back down at the division she belongs in. That fight, we saw her deal with a little bit of the grappling and clinch of Santos early, and then in the second and third rounds, we saw her pull away with her superior striking and ability to land more significant damage. Hosa is a fighter that can go out there and get into the triple digits in terms of significant numbers, and she could also go out there and out-grapple her opponents depending on which approach she looks to take. She is a very solid fighter, and she's still really young, around that 28-year-old mark, where I think that she can continue to make improvements and eventually find herself in that top 10 to top 8 of the division, given the skill set that she has. With her matchup here against Irene Aldana, Aldana might have the technical striking advantage, but I think Hosa's ability to mix this fight up, whether it's with her output or her ability to take this fight to the ground and grind on Aldana, I think that gives her plenty of opportunities and paths to victory in this spot, which is why I love her at plus 160. The second Dog of the Night candidate I have for you guys is going to be Mr. Brian Boom Kelleher, who comes in at plus 165, taking on Cody No Love Garbrandt. Now, Cody Garbrandt is obviously the subject of a lot of discussion lately in terms of whether he still has what it takes to compete at a high level. We saw him snap a 2-fight losing streak last time around by going out there and outworking Trevin Jones over 15 minutes, but there wasn't much work being done that night. We saw Garbrandt utilize a lot of movement and footwork to try to stay safe at distance, and anytime he got touched by Jones, it seemed like he did not enjoy that, and it seemed like something that Brian Kelleher might be able to take advantage of. I think Kelleher is more aggressive and has more paths to victory than Trevin Jones had. The only thing keeping me from being super confident in Kelleher here is the fact that he's coming back from surgery and rehab from earlier this year due to some sort of injury in his neck / upper spine area, if I'm reading that correctly. But I think that Kelleher can still go out there, push the pace, stay in Garbrandt's face, not allow Garbrandt to just tread around at distance. And as long as he can continuously put some big strikes on Garbrandt, I believe he has good enough durability to deal with any type of counters coming back his way, and that should give him enough confidence to go out there, put that pressure on Garbrandt, and possibly find a knockout here. So plus 165, not too shabby. All right, third and final Dog of the Night candidate I have for you guys is going to be in the main event. I think we get a new situation here with Colby Covington coming in at plus 135. For a long time, I've said that him and Kamaru Usman were the best welterweights on the planet. And even though Kamaru Usman has come up short twice against Leon Edwards, and Usman obviously holds 2 victories over Covington, every matchup is a different stylistic puzzle. And I think this is one that favors Colby Covington. Something that has always made him successful is his ability to push the pace, put a high output number there in front of his opponent, but also the ability to mix it up with the wrestling or just stick with the striking. He is more than proficient enough to go out there, and even though he's not technically as good as Leon Edwards in the striking realm, just his ability to put numbers, keep the pressure, and keep Edwards on his back foot will be more than enough for Covington to take hold of this matchup. I think people are getting a little bit too blinded with Leon Edwards and the fact that he has 2 back-to-back wins over Kamaru Usman, but we have to remember that, that first fight, that was a Kamaru Usman fight up until that head kick, and the rematch was marred by a lot of fouls and weird work from Edwards, from the French grabbing to the glove grabbing. A lot of that kept Kamaru Usman from implementing his game, which is largely fueled by wrestling, and the fouls that were being committed were kind of keeping him away from enjoying that top control that he was able to enjoy in that first round. Whereas Covington, I think he's a little bit more comfortable in the striking realm than what Kamaru Usman is, which will allow him to be a little bit more free-flowing, not forcing takedowns, and really just controlling the pace of the fight, something that Leon Edwards is likely going to get drowned by. So give me Colby Covington as the final dog of the night candidate here at plus 135. Which one did I officially go with? Check the Lock of the Night Patreon page in the description below for that. Otherwise, let me know what your dog of the night candidates are, or even what your dog of the night is, period. Let me know in the comment section below. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow for the quick picks version. If you couldn't get through an hour and 10 minutes about me jibber-jabbering about 296 earlier this week, don't worry, there will be a quick picks version of that podcast dropping for you guys tomorrow. Keep your eyes peeled for that. Until then, peace.